Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Hello, hello. Hi, hello.
Indeed.
How are y'all doing?
So, we are back with our 5th Fireside Chat. Hard to believe it's been 5
whole weeks.
Yeah. Trip.
Yeah. Trip down Theleston Lane.
Probably irritates a few people, actually. Hey, folks. How's it going?
Good evening.
If you're curious, we have our chat up on our Surface in front of us so that we can see what you guys are saying. We can't type back because it's complicated. Anyway. Omwa can because he's got his phone out, but the rest of us not so much. So I guess we should start, just by talking about some general progress stuff.
Yeah.
The website stuff is ongoing. I don't know if anybody noticed, but the webpage loads a lot faster now. That was me optimizing a bunch of graphics at the urging of a couple of all y'all in the Discord, so thank you all for that. That really helped. Pointing out where the problems were made it really easy to fix. So front page now loads in like 7 seconds or something like that, which, considering all the JavaScript on it that I actually can't mess with because it's all necessary for the way it all works, it's not bad. We also started adding a little bit more content. Is that right?
There's some more words on those pages, and as the subsections become blurbed out, they can come back online. Right now, they're all kind of hidden, I think, from public, like the extra, like full, the any individual planes pages, for example, there aren't any up right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But we intend to add those just a couple of weeks as I can get them out.
And the whole pen and paper section is not published, so you guys can't see it yet. But to be fair, that's because there isn't really a pen and paper yet, so a lot of it's just skeletal.
Right. I actually added a couple of 3 or 4 sentence ad blurbs in case you wanted to bring just the links online that'll say this is what this book has in it. But again, that's not a lot of content. Yeah,
exactly. Otherwise, the big news, I suppose, is that we actually started writing on the player's guide. Mostly beginning by importing all of the cool stuff that Verde's been writing over the last couple of weeks. And I, for example, I brought in the attribute section yesterday. I did make a couple of changes. Actually, I'll go over that in a second. Let's just keep talking about progress first. But I brought in all the attribute stuff yesterday. Today I'm writing new stuff whole cloth. I'm writing the death and dying stuff and what it means to be a disembodied spirit versus a spirit on the Anima's realm of souls. So that section's probably going to end up being like 4 or 5 pages once it's all laid out, which is actually not as much as it sounds. Layout eats a lot of space. It's actually probably only about 3 full-type pages or something like that. It's not that big. But it will cover, dying, your chances at resurrection, what happens if you don't get resurrected, how you end up coming back to the world, etc., etc. I'll probably have that done tonight. If not, I'll pick it up again this weekend so that it's done before Monday next week.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else?
I've been reaching for the low-hanging fruit that I can pluck and get done. So, for example, I finished out all the card data last week. This week I'm working on card backs and layout. That's today. Yesterday was primarily website content and digging out stock imagery and things that I might be able to manipulate and use, that kind of thing. Get the cards online. I have templates for a box too, for some box art for cards. Found some fulfillment services we might be able to use. And wrote blurbs.
Yeah, and Verda, you were writing on gear, right?
Yeah, so other than finishing up the last few bits of blurb text I need to finish for ranged combat, because I just finished mounted ranged combat, I was going to organize gear lists from a catalog that is apparently around Grayshore. What is it called again?
Morifar Outfitters. Yeah, absolutely.
And so basically what I'm outlining here is what would be your stereotypical D&D equipment section, except what the idea I was having was you as a startup, whatever, adventurer, merchant, or anything would obviously have a bit of gold in which you would want to start whatever your business or thing was, unless you were one of the unfortunate poor souls that were in many of my father's adventures in D&D games who were adventurers because they were literally broke and had nothing to lose. But if you're smart, you have some investment money, and so these people who have investment money will be able to go to the catalog, and they'll be able to order things for a small markup. We haven't exactly discussed how things will be priced so far, as we know that for every gold sovereign there are 8 bits, and every pint of beer is 2 bits.
Right.
Yep.
And
on average.
That's all that we basically know from here, but I was thinking that from ordering from the catalog, you can get a wide variety of items, maybe not some of the rare items, maybe marked up just a tad bit from this trading house, and it would feel like your adventurer started off from buying stuff from these merchants. There's that, and also I wrote up a page that actually you and I might want to talk about, that was the effects of aging, taking temporal damage from any effect that wasn't natural aging, and drugs and poison effects.
Gotcha.
All those sort of added bits. I made a page. I didn't write anything in it, but I...
That's actually perfect timing, because that's where I was going after death anyway, so...
Okay.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and that's what I've been working on.
So that's like what's been going on inside the studio. We've also been working kind of with everybody in the Discord kind of on mechanics and stuff, and I'm still dead set on trying to make our skill check system as simple as possible to try to avoid as many calculations as we can. Like, I don't mind pre-calculating certain values, and I was playing with that a little bit last night, though it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. But that said, that effort continues on, and we're still going to push for that. And one of the things I discussed on Discord last night was kind of how I wanted the dice rolls to work, probabilistically.
Right. How much RNG there should be in any individual.
Right, or even like,
transaction.
if you're at the middle of the range of your skill, if you have a 5 in a skill and you're trying to do something that is in the middle range of difficulty, what's your likelihood of success? What's your likelihood of success for easy stuff? What's your likelihood of success for hard stuff if you're there in the middle? And that sort of forms a like bell curve in my mind, where the easiest stuff for you to do is anything that's like from the middle down to the easy, getting easier. Whereas it's not really a bell curve now that I think about it. But anyway, it's more like this curve. But anyway, the idea being that, as you try to do things that were harder and harder, you would be way less likely to make your roll, and so you would need to use modifiers to make up for that. And then I kind of wanted that feeling, that distribution of probabilities to move with you as you moved up the skill level, right? So, as you got better, harder things were easier, but stuff that was still over like on this side of the difficulty curve would still be a lot harder for you to pull off, and you would still need your modifiers and stuff.
Right, so it didn't just kind of tip over to, and then I win, because my skills are that high.
Right. Unfortunately, coming up with that sort of distribution of probabilities is difficult using as few numbers as I was going to try to use, and the ranges that we have. And so we're still working on it. But, one of the things I did last night was set up like a simple die roll simulator to sort of get a sense of odds and all that kind of stuff. And so it'll be a lot easier to play around with new values and different pre-calculated ability scores and things like that. So I expect to make a lot of progress on that over the next week or so. But very likely that'll all be done through Discord chat and whatever else I'm working on. Let's see. I did cut a primary attribute last night.
Yep.
He did. Made it a skill.
Made it a skill.
Yep. I moved alcohol tolerance from attributes to skills. And I replaced it with lifespan, which is actually segs into kind of what you were just talking about. And so I think as an attribute, lifespan will run from 1 to 10, just like everything else. Every point of lifespan represents a decade left in your life, basically. So like a newborn would start with 10 lifespan, and every 10 years would lose 1 lifespan. Right. And that'll play into things like character creation in the origin matrix, temporal damage, all other sorts of aspects of the game, so that the death and resurrection system from the Meow can kind of carry over in spirit, if not in direct mechanical relation. So, alcohol tolerance out, lifespan in, so we still have 10 basic attributes. Spirit and lifespan being the ones that sort of govern life and death. The rest being, kind of your physical experience or mental experience in the realm of Theleston. Skills grew by 1 because I added alcohol tolerance. We did a little bit of work on stance cards and stuff. And actually, Neuro threw up a really cool,
the graphic.
Oh yeah.
Sort of representation that's pretty, at least
Accurate.
holds the vision.
It's
of
really close to what we
were
had in
looking
mind
at.
ourselves.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So way to go
Yep.
on that, and way to see the vision.
Yep, there are a few things that need to be overlaid, kind of on top of that information, but that's absolutely the defense layer of the card, which I thought was great. Really cool to see it nailed that quickly.
Right. Well, and that also implies that the concepts are things that can be transmitted pretty
Easily,
easily,
yeah, which is very
picked up
cool.
easily, not too complex, which is good. zero. Yeah, so we have that sort of worked on. I did a little bit of lore work that may or not be seen anytime soon. May or may not be seen sometime soon. Some people have seen it.
You were started writing a story.
Yeah, it was a little story bit I wrote. It's only about half of a story, or maybe it's the intro into a story. See where it takes us, but it's actually really more about world building and definition of some of the Garavi stuff. So that was pretty cool.
So I think if we set up a Patreon, a story every fixed interval of Patreon time, whatever that is, will definitely be part of that.
We'll be dropping a story, yeah, for sure. I was even thinking monthly because that's achievable.
Yeah, not even difficult. Because we can even rotate from one busy.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, though, I think, and you guys will have to tell me how you feel about this, but I had this thought last night. I sort of miss writing the blogs.
Right.
And I kind of want to bring that back. Weekly is going to be really hard on our schedule.
Yeah, weekly's
but maybe every couple weeks or, once a month, like maybe we go back to the newsletter format. I think it might be worth doing.
For sure.
Especially for the folks who don't come into the fireside chats every week or don't watch them on YouTube.
Hanging out in the Discord.
Who aren't in the Discord all the time. Exactly. I think there's a lot of room to disseminate some of the information that we accumulate over every week. But more importantly, I think to go into sort of in depth about why we're making the kinds of choices that we're making. So for example, we had a conversation last night that was basically about RPG aesthetics. That was more about how we wanted playing the game to feel than any of the specific numbers on how the game worked. And I kind of feel like everybody, even people who just like us on Facebook should get to feel those conversations in some way. And so I think the blog was a really good way for us to do that on the Meow. And so I think we should probably do that again. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm thinking. And yeah, maybe every couple weeks. I think I like once a month because it's easy, but I think that may not be frequent enough.
Right.
We'll see. It depends on what we want to talk about, I guess.
Yeah, it really kind of depends on what we want to talk about. What kinds of things we'd like to share and bring up.
The other thing that came to mind was that we have a Unity Choose Your Own Adventure game engine that we kind of built as one of our very first, how the fuck does Unity work sort of projects. And it needs to be updated to the current version of Unity. I probably maybe even mentioned this to a few of you all before. But I think that we might want to, as part of our PNP release, do a mobile app version that is just a choose your own adventure that starts with a sort of abbreviated origin matrix that tags your character up and then basically sends you through kind of a PNP experience, in the way that character create in Pillars of Eternity worked,
Yeah.
So
it's got die rollers.
Right, yeah, I should probably explain because it's not just pick a choice and get the next text. There's inventory, there's stats, there's tags, there's all of the basic RPG mechanics built into a choose your own adventure style engine. In fact, it was heavily influenced by the Fallen London game back in the day.
Exactly.
And so it's kind of like a mobile version of that. But yeah, so we feel like, we could probably write that pretty easily, and other than dusting off and upgrading it to the latest version of Unity, that tech's all tried and true and proven, and I think we have enough art to make that look good. So in theory, once we had the books written, that was something that we could do pretty easily. Mind you, we're not going to pick it up until the books are written, but it's an idea for something that we could do in the future, and I think probably worth doing. We'll see.
Right. Yeah, it's just a matter of population. It's content. I know a guy. That's content.
Yeah, or two, or three. Anything else?
I spoke with one of our community members, Diggs, about using some of his content going forward in the guidebooks as interesting little bits of stuff,
cool.
Because he wrote.
Yeah, I know. Exactly,
he's the voice behind CR Chronicles, and
are you outing him? Is that okay?
He already outed himself.
He
outed himself on a revival stream.
I forgot that was on camera.
Yeah,
that might have been in the. Yeah. Okay.
So I've been talking to him about taking some of his storylines and working with him to help just provide more content, for the the books going forward, because there's a lot of stuff already written, and a lot of it that really captures, I think, the flavor of the city pretty well. So I had a meeting with him to talk about that stuff.
So you've probably heard us lament a few times that art is always a problem for us. That is no different now than it was in the past. No way! Hey, thanks for the follow.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for hanging in. Thanks for checking us out.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Sticky situations.
Nice, I like that. But yeah, so art is still a problem. I mean, we have a ton of concept art from the Meow, which really helps. In fact, there's at least a piece of art on every single page, with the exception, I think, of the FAQ on the website right now.
Correct.
And that's entirely because of the stuff that we got from Ophonic. So don't think I'm being ungrateful about that deal working the way it did or any of that stuff. I think that's amazing. But it's still not enough art. And so our big priority, I think, at this point is probably going to be figuring out a way for us to outsource some of the art that we need.
Yep.
So to that end, and actually, Poll kind of already did this, I think. But if you have particular artists on DeviantArt or Tumblr or like just any place where artists post their work, and there are particular artists that you think are great, and if you know that they're available for commission,
let us
forward them our way and let us have a look at what they're working on so that we can see if maybe they'll fit what we're looking for. I'll have to figure out the finances, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can get some stuff together. I was also going through a lot of our source stuff, trying to find bits I can use for the cards, things I can bring into the card production, for the card backs, and found a few images that I'd like to investigate, seeing if we can put up for T-shirts or.
Can you plug that in for me?
Something similar. Yeah, absolutely.
One of us ran away.
Right here.
I have the power.
There we go. Sorry about that, guys.
In stereo.
I don't know when that happened. But.
I found a bunch of things that I think I could pretty quickly put up into small scale merch that we might be able to find a way to find on-demand fulfillment for, so that we don't have to carry any stock, because that's a big risk for people with our investment base.
It's definitely a good idea. I was thinking about that, but I had written it off as something maybe we could finance.
So holding stock we can't do because of finances.
So
however,
print on demand
doing it POD
is possible. The only problem is that it makes things more expensive.
It makes things more expensive for the end people, and
right.
We don't get as much out of it. So I'm working that angle, but that's another thing that I was investigating today. I found a couple print-on-demand places for prints or card sets, that kind of thing. It's a way that we might be able to get something helpful online more quickly. Likewise, with the Patreon, which again is half built, I need to type in some words and flick a switch and it's on. I just want to have something ready to offer when we do that. Have some quick stuff to make it worthwhile. And we got to do our introductory video. I mean, yes, these firesides will be up there, but we got to do our "Hi, I'm Omwa.
Yeah,
that's Snipe Hunter. That's fair."
Yeah, with the ukulele and
exactly. Thank you, reaching towards the sunlight. Video. We got to do that.
Have you ever wanted to make a game?
Yeah, we've wanted to make a game ever since I was a kid. That kind of thing. So we need to record that stuff to get that up.
But preferably with a little less contempt.
And me taking off my fencing mask. You ever wanted an action-paced game that felt like most of those sports that you never able to?
Yeah, exactly. I'll go find some 8 or 9-year-olds sitting in the street, hand them some D&D dice and books, and go, "Here, just roll these and talk and be excited." Yeah. And film them from far away.
Exactly.
Anyway, once we get that stuff up, we can actually turn the Patreon on. I just want to be in a position to actually be there to deliver quality updates and not just, "Hey, here we are again."
That's absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why that's not up yet. It's close.
And so the alternative to print on demand is kickstarting it and then doing a print run. Right. However, that has its own sort of problems too.
Yep.
Right. I don't know, you guys have probably heard me say it more than once, but I'm not exactly pro Kickstarter. Like, I actually kickstart all kinds of shit, so that's...
Yeah, I was going to say, I kickstart shit all the time, so...
That's a weird thing to say, but what I mean is, I don't exactly like the position that Kickstarter puts you in. So, for example, I got this amazing box set for a Cthulhu-themed pen and paper role-playing game that I kickstarted 4 years ago, and I was supposed to get it 6 months after I kickstarted it. Right. Those poor people, like, I'm not angry that it's late. I understand why it's late. It's an incredible set, and they had all kinds of printing and production issues. They were actually really great about telling us why, in fact.
Yeah.
So I'm not angry.
And what you finally got, like the
It's actually
final
over
edition.
there,
Oh, that's right, over on my desk.
Yeah, what I finally
The
got was
edition is
Amazeballs.
gorgeous.
It's great, but it also included 2 pack-ins that weren't part of what I kickstarted, that I can tell were meant to be their first and second source book, that they had to sort of include as a we're sorry for being 4 years late. And think about how much that cost them.
Right.
Right? Like, that's not just the extra cost of printing them, that's actually the cost of having to print them sooner rather than later, and having to get them produced sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Like, there's all kinds of...
That's beautiful.
There's all kinds of problems that they ran into simply because of the obligations they had on Kickstarter. And
Right.
I'm not against obligation. That makes it sound weird. Like, far from it, in fact.
No, but I don't want to jump in and promise you guys a bunch of bitchin' shit
at a specific time,
at a specific
which is the problem.
time, right? And start taking money and not be able to fulfill that within some reasonable amount of time, you know,
Right.
or at least start getting you updates. I mean, because as you guys are talking about in the chat, Patreon isn't necessarily you buy a thing one time or even a subscription to a thing. It's not Loot Crate. It's more like a subscription to the Theleston fan club, and if we're cool, we can kick you stuff on the regs. And I would want to do that. I wouldn't want to have a fan club where all you got was a letter from me every month going, thanks for letting me
Right.
continue to diddle around in here. You know, I want to at least send you a picture or a character or a story or something. You know, not just me and my time.
Especially as us as
I appreciate
artists,
the
because the first time that I heard of Patreon, it was with the Vlogbrothers and all of their educational video projects, and so they had a very clear product they were selling. They were selling Nerdfighteria, so like don't forget the Be Awesome mugs and stuff like that. But
Sure.
they already had a community that was dedicated to education. We don't exactly have. We're educating people and we're going to donate to charities. No, we're making you stuff. We're here to entertain you guys.
Telling you fun stories.
Yeah.
Not exactly feeding the world.
Right.
Well, but I feel you there. I feel as if we need to give them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and likewise, just because we're name dropping our favorite Patreons, my friend Ernie Halter is a musician who is a Patreon, recently started up his Patreon, but what he does is he only sends out you only pay when he releases content. So what he does is
Yeah, I actually really like the way Ernie's Patreon. I back Ernie too because he's amazing, and you should too.
But it's awesome. That's his model. Is that you just say, hey, anytime you release a video, I'll give you X, and then it's not monthly. It's anytime he goes drop and hits the button, you get dinged your bit.
Yeah.
But you get a music video or an album or a collection of songs or an invitation to watch a live stream that's private, Patreon only, that kind of thing. So I just want to be in a position to deliver that way and not just, raise my copper cup.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, you filled it again!
Also, we don't do much YouTube streams because we're mostly live streamers and Twitch streamers. We can't do the whole you get access to our videos before the rest of the internet does, like some of the YouTube pages that I
Yeah, I mean, we've actually talked about that, and we could do something like that was exclusive for Patreon backers or something, but...
You want to watch me write?
Well, that aside, what's the point of doing all this in public if we're going to keep some of it private?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Shouldn't we then
what
just
you
keep it
working
all
on?
private? Because aren't we then
Working on?
fucking stupid for having any of it be public?
Don't let them see it. This is the one we're selling.
Right, and I think that's kind of shit. So I'm kind of against that idea in general.
I hear you.
That said, if it's the difference between Patreon working and not,
Correct. So, yeah, I'm thinking exclusive stories that will eventually be compiled and released in our anthologies, but, you get them before the anthology. Before that, though, I want to compile the original anthology. Maybe that'll be the first thing we can kick out as a digital of the original anthology for all of our first patrons or something like that. I just want to be in a place where
yeah, that's pretty cool.
it's awesome. Oh, and I started drawing into that.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you redrawing the landmass of Theleston.
I've been doing some
Landmass
research,
Landmass
and
is-
for any of you guys who saw that Photoshop painting that I was doing, I'm thinking of doing maybe another one of another minor constellation. I'll have to discuss things with Omba on which constellation he'd be cool with me doing. But I've been doing some reading of the old blogs and stories like that, and I have some ideas for
That reminds me.
stars and stuff like that that maybe the artists of Theleston have painted.
Yeah, we're gonna have to redo the night sky.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that whole mechanical system doesn't really
Well,
work.
I'm not gonna. You're not gonna have a globe
Well,
on your desk
unless
that you're
you have
sitting here slowly spinning.
You
So you
could
can be
add
like,
the
okay,
night sky
guys.
clock to the
Yeah, add it to the clock.
add it to the clock.
Throwing it on the clock is actually an interesting idea.
Make
Yeah,
it a
but then you
stellar
have
clock.
to have the clock if you're going to use
If you're gonna-
astrology.
you're
You know,
totally
that's
right.
kind of effed up.
Yeah, that
The
is.
star chart was something I intended to draw, but
P&P
the skies
RPG
of
that
Theleston,
only
I
works
think,
with the internet.
Yeah.
are less concrete than our own. Theleston has more wanderers,
Absolutely.
more things that move,
and they
through
don't
the
move
ether and-
reliably necessarily.
Absolutely.
Right.
No, actually, I thought that the celestial body that I made, which is supposed to represent Azathoth, was such a body.
Yeah, it appears and disappears in the sky.
as it
Mhm.
does.
Yeah. So we on the Meow we had a literal physical system. We actually discussed it in one of the blogs at one point. You know,
We
where
modeled the stars.
the sky was sort of mapped to this mechanical, like literal globe, the thing, and as it rotated around Theleston, it would move the wanderers in the sky, but they could also rotate inside the map, and it was super complicated, but also really cool. And
It was.
I think that's not gonna fucking work for a role-playing game. So
no,
we have to decide
unfortunately.
exactly what form astrology is going to take. But regardless,
Time is far more
certain
fluid.
stars and constellations are going to matter no matter what. And
On
so
the
we're going to
table.
have to figure out how we're going to set that up. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
Any questions, everybody?
Yeah, guys.
Stuff you'd like to know.
Stuff you'd like to suggest.
Yeah, I mean, we're hitting the half-hour mark. That's usually when we're done talking.
When
so-
we're rapping, yep.
Mhm.
Ideas for stuff to develop quickly.
I've seen some of you
Things
guys
you'd like to
who
hear
are on my
about.
page. Do we want to link a comment page again so
Oh!
that we could look at the inventory that I'm making up and the old page that we linked before? But he has a thing.
Not a thing!
Maybe I could link you from.
Some people have asked me
Yeah,
about
go for it.
collaboration along the lines of working within the IP on other self-published, generally it's fiction that you're talking about, works. Some people have asked me about that privately, and I would say that you would talk to me about it privately, but it's the sort of thing that I'm not averse to discussing. Depending on who you are. Again, I've already talked to Diggs a little bit about his work that he did on the side, and it's a matter of sticking to canon and talking to us about what is and what isn't. And honestly, it's the internet. You can write whatever you like as far as fan fiction goes. But if you would like me to put the Theleston T on it and maybe throw it in the store and work something out with you about sharing or whatever. We're open to that discussion.
Absolutely.
It's a big, bright, beautiful future for an IP, and I can't write it all myself.
In fact, on the to-do list of things that we need to do is the submissions and community products section of the site. We just have to figure out how we want to pull that off.
Correct.
Also, for some reason, none of the artists on the revival team have permission to credit them on our website.
Yeah, which is odd.
So
because you
I
think they'd want credits, so we
may
make
do it
credits?
without their permission.
This guy painted this.
Right, because it's been like 2 weeks since I asked now, and
And
I'm
it's
kind of
been
like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
And we're using it everywhere. So I'm going to put up like a credits page. But that won't just be for the revival team or whatever. That'll be for anybody who ends up contributing. So expect many of you to end up finding your names on that page when the time comes.
Those links that I posted in the chat there should lead you to should be comment links that lead you to a Google document for both the adventuring gear document that I am working on and the attributes and and skills document that we linked last Fireside Chat.
Yep, and actually, why don't I link in the player's guide? I
Good
can
idea.
give you a view-only link.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second.
You guys will be able to comment on those, I may or may not accept your comments as truth or not, so don't be offended. Yeah.
I want to let me pass over it. There we go. There we go. Good Lord.
She beat you. Rose wins.
Damn you, Rose. There, and I'll let the bot spew our other links, like our Discord, which you should totally come join.
Yep, hang out. You may discuss things with us like the game or other sillinesses. We are on quite a bit. There's also a fun little community in there, full of cool people, and yeah, let us entertain you.
Yep. Also, if you're not already on the Discord, just it logically follows that when we finally finish Pen and Paper's first draft and we're ready to play a game, that we're very likely to garner our group from that chat server.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all of our testing.
So, if you want to play in the world of Theleston, even if you don't want to contribute, that might be a good place to hang out.
Yep. Indeed.
Any other questions, anybody?
Rose asked if we were there yet.
Oh, the Discord's missing from Pound Theleston. I gotta add that. Shame. Thank you, Rose.
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet? Can we play?
Yeah, we're actually a lot closer than we used to be, though.
Yeah. Well, there's your answer to that, Rose.
Yep, we are moving.
Yeah, we actually have stuff in the player's guide now, rather than floating around in separate documents. That's a big start.
Yeah, it is.
The basic outline of the player's guide is actually done. Mind you, it's basic. As we flesh out every section, we add more to it. Right. But that said, a basic idea of what's going to be in that book is up and there for you to see in that link.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions?
Yeah, if there's no more questions. Indeed, we will always in the Discord. We'll be talking about what we need.
Yeah, ask them there.
As we do.
Come up with them later on.
Yeah, and art for sure.
Yep. Listening to my dogs freak out.
Other than that, though, I think we're all right.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I suppose that'll be the end of our chat. You can say hi to my dog Annabelle.
We look forward to seeing you talking to us in our mini chat channels, hanging out at our firesides, and you can come goof off with us late at night with the DOP crew. That side of the panel.
Yep.
All the stuff down there in the doobly-doo. We're fun. We're fun people.
If you want to give us a Surface Pro 3, I'll take a Surface Pro 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's actually what this is right here.
Yeah.
This is my Surface Pro 3.
Yeah.
I love the Surface Pro.
I lost my Surface Pro. I left it on the van.
You have to get it.
Drove away.
Yeah, I actually love
we
my
use
Surface
computers,
Pro.
and actually, I love Surfaces.
I don't actually use it as
endorser.
often as I would like to, but I just recently started using it as a third monitor on my work desktop, which is dope. Works like a charm. It's great. I use a little streaming program to stream from my PC to my Surface, and then my Surface acts like a third monitor as far as my PC is concerned. It's really cool.
I used to use it to do all my work from events and anywhere.
Battlemore.
Yep. If I'm camping for a week, I set up my phone as my hotspot.
Yep.
I used to use the laptop. Nowadays, I'll steal its snipes because I lost mine. But yeah, and I use it to do all my homework or my stuff, my internetings.
Yep,
from the medieval age.
I do like to Photoshop on it. I mean, I don't art worth a damn, but having the pen is really nice. Makes for a great whiteboard.
Can you stream with a Surface? Because if I can stream with a Surface, I can stream tournaments if I'm ever.
If you had a capture card, you could probably stream. But like
you can't put a capture card in that thing.
No, you like a USB one.
Oh, okay. I'm like you can't.
But the onboard video is not awesome. You know.
Oh yeah, it's very much so. I'm sure it can find a use. We like detects. Oh wow, he's done it! Awesome. Streaming from a Surface. It's got a built-in camera even.
Yeah, it does.
I was thinking I could go full Toby and Periscope, but sometimes I'm boring.
Yeah, you mean when you're at
Wherever I am,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure this phone will handle Periscope, right?
Oh yeah, that's the whole point of Periscope, right?
I thought. Maybe I'll throw that fucker up too. You watch me do mundane shit like sing in the grocery store.
Yep. I'm shopping.
I'm not gonna get it. What is that?
Nice.
Oh, thanks for the follow.
Thank
you
you
so
for
very
the
much.
follow. Thanks very much.
Amy basically do the record your life thing. I would do that with you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
Well, would you have the same issue that he had in the very end of your wife never ever being
That
okay
dude, that's a
with it?
real life dude. And
No, I know.
Yeah, that I was fascinated with that while it was actually going on in real life.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
I-
we'll have a live show.
I watched
when
that.
it first-
No, I will not do that. Fucking opt in. Anyway, but no, I was fascinated by that guy back when that was actually happening. I was really way into that sort of art and expression.
I
and-
do it for a
and
little
it was
while,
nuts.
maybe.
But yeah, I could probably Periscope my shit. It's just I bet you I'm boring. I'm never gonna get super hammered and drive home though. Periscoping the whole time.
See you, Watts.
No.
Thanks,
Peace,
Watts.
Watts. Thanks for coming out, man.
As usual.
Always a pleasure.
Hell yeah.
Yep, I didn't get my announce. I can't call out the name of the follower.
No, I know, and it went by on our screen too fast for me to see.
Well,
Thank
thanks
you,
for
follow.
showing up anyway.
on
And I will see it
Twitch
soon, and I
alerts.
tip my hat
Yeah.
to you. It's not
Glory and
dope
good
hat,
health.
but it'll work. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't see any more questions.
I'm not seeing any more questions
Me
here.
neither.
Okay. And we'll post this up to the YouTube channel, so you can expect to see some links there. I still have to build the YouTube channel page on our own website as well. That's also still on the to-do list.
Yeah, and
I
then
actually-
attach all the related
So,
channels together.
There is
Exactly.
a Skyward Star YouTube page. It just needs to be attached.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I dumped these.
I link to
two.
the Skyward Chat or
That's so-
YouTube channel all the time. It's just I want to be able to put
Shane
all
too.
of the videos in a feed. You know what I mean? So that anytime a new video gets added to the
Thanks,
channel.
Shane.
And yeah, we're from the
automatically-
U.S. Shane, we're in Colorado, USA right now.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Well,
I like to call myself a world citizen.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
the citizen of the world.
Right.
If this is towards the end of the stream, I'd like to say we have content every single day. Whether it's him, whether it's him, or whether it's me.
That's right.
Skyward's Fireside Chats are graciously hosted by the DOP crew.
Yeah.
A gaming crew that provides live streaming content 7 days a week, except for last Saturday. And
Some people were busy.
we do all kinds of cool game playing, so hang out with us. Saturday nights are the everybody streams, but otherwise during the day there's people streaming. At night there's always somebody streaming. It's Birthday today, right?
Yeah. After he's talked about it in passing right now. My father and I are medieval recreationalists. After our fighter practice tonight at 11:30, I'm going to be playing Long Live the Queen.
Coming back to Long Live the Queen.
Yeah.
Survive the chocolates.
Yeah,
Survive the chocolates.
we're hopefully going to be surviving the chocolates. We're going to be lighting some impotent nobles on fire, and then we're going to be winning a magical duel, and hopefully we'll end Long Live the Queen finally, and then start up on some other story things that we'll play on a constant basis.
Pretty cool.
As we go. You were right, Rose. Yeah, Shane, so you're in the UK, you probably are in a better position to catch us more on time because we stream fairly late.
Generally
US
stream late,
times.
Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Man.
So yeah, that'll be that. That's the DOP crew stuff.
All right. I
Amen.
think we're out then.
Yeah.
See you all next week.
Catch you guys
Be
later.
well. Stay safe. Stay shiny.